The experience of being a part of something like Animal House, which has truly become cult like. I mean, people can't get enough of everything to do with the movie. John Belushi, everybody involved. How did the opportunity come to be a part of such an iconic situation as National Lampoon's Animal House? And I believe there was a period of time where you owned the magazine as well.
Yeah, there was two questions there.
Yeah.
The chance to be in the movie came up at one of those junctures in my life. I've been doing westerns. Just finished The Quest, and I was taking, I was looking, and all the westerns had sort of ended. Bonanza was over, and Virginian was over, and all the westerns were gone, and The Quest was done, and so they weren't doing any more westerns, and it was sort of a big segment of my career, and so I needed to start something new. I started taking an improv acting class, the Groundlings in Los Angeles, and learned, how to do improv. And it was that which gave me the opportunity when I had an audition for Animal House to get the part. Because they didn't want me. They said, no, he's a dramatic actor. No, he's a cowboy or surfer. He's not preppy. He's not right for this. And when I got in the room and could improv and play the character that I knew I could play, I got that part. And unfortunately, Belushi was so embracive and lovely and welcoming to all of us, and myself especially. As a good improv actor, he just embraced what you did and built on it, and I loved the Lampoon growing up. And then a few years later after that, I think 10 years or so, 15 years later, the Lampoon was falling on hard times, and I tried to we raised a great deal of money and tried to, turn it around, and we wanted to relaunch its movie and television arm. But unfortunately, it was harder than we thought. And we ended up having to merge with another company, and I finally just went back to acting. And but yeah, I adored the Lampoon, and I wanted it to, and was so sad that we couldn't revitalize it like we wanted to.
Isn't there a story too, a rather hilarious story as it is, the timing and the place where you're on a boat with your dad's ashes going out into the ocean, into the water, and the captain of the boat recognized you and asked you at that point in time on the boat while we're remembering dad, um, what was it like working with John Belushi?
Oh my God. Yeah. I
You'll
mean,
have
my
to
father,
sell T-shirts that say that, because that's the number one Tim Matheson question.
my father, he never quite understood what I did. And after every job would end, he'd sort of go, now you're going to get back in, you're going to get a real job. And I go, no, Dad, this is what happens. You just get another part, that's what, one job ends and you do another one. And when my father, we weren't very close growing up because my parents were separated and divorced. And when he got sick and got older and got sick, I invited him to come stay with me, and I could look after him for the final year of his life. And he ultimately passed, and he was cremated. And I took his ashes out to sea, and we got on a boat. It was me and a young lady I knew, and this captain of the boat didn't pay any particular attention to me or anything. And he just stopped when we got 2 or 3 miles out, and he said, listen, I'll go up to the front of the boat, the bow, and then I'll let you have your moments back here with your ashes, and you can, and you have your privacy. And so he just walked up there, and just as I was leaning over the back of the boat and just trying to find some proper words to express my love for my father at this wonderful, incredible, dramatic moment in my life, the guy goes, excuse me, hey, you're that guy from Animal House, aren't you? What was Belushi like? I mean, it was like, I said, can you just give me a minute here?
Right.
And I just thought my father would have really appreciated
that humor and just the situation, the timing, and the place. You've said often that John Belushi you know, was fantastic to work with, and he created sort of, it was like a family atmosphere, and you had an opportunity to have a wonderful, relationship during that time and beyond, because after Animal House came 1941, Steven Spielberg and company, the
Yeah.
great Steven Spielberg. What was it like also working on that?
Well, it was great. I mean, Spielberg is a genius. He's there's nobody I think ever been like as successful and as formidable a director as he is. And the range of movies that he has made and the duration of his career is just impeccable. I mean, it's sort of John Ford, Clint Eastwood, Orson Welles, all mixed into one. I mean, he's amazing. Um, but it was sad because you could see the toll that his success had taken on John Belushi. I mean, here he was, the Blues Brothers and Animal House and Saturday Night Live. So he had the number one TV show, the number one album, and the number one movie all at once. And I think he was just overwhelmed by the success, and people always wanted to party with him. And he was seduced by that kind of lifestyle. And it took a tremendous toll, obviously, on him. And we lost him. And he was such a wonderful, warm, caring, giving human being. And that was a side of him not many people saw. And I saw it because, when we socialized, he was just there. He was a giving, loving man. And we could just talk about our favorite movies. And I'd show him Japanese movies that I loved. And, when he'd come over. And so I got to see those moments, and that's what I missed the most, in addition to how brilliant he was as a performer.